Hi, I'm Alistair, the grumpy CIO. What am I grumpy about this week? Bloody startups who don't engage and get the best value out of their team. Ask them how you should run your business. You employ them, they're brilliant. You have a team, not just like some human staff that work for you. Engage them and ask their opinions. We had the situation earlier this year. We normally run by the methodology slow as steady, steady as fast. It's a cultural thing where you're trying to just move as quickly as you possibly can by moving very steadily. The interweb says it comes from the Navy SEALs. I've heard other attributions, but it's something we live by. But what happens when you actually just need a big bang implementation and you're in a startup? What do? The traditional big bang implementation would take a lot of time, planning, vast numbers of resources, business implementations plans, gap analysis, as is to be states, etc., etc. You're in a startup. What do? Well, we asked our team. We had this situation where we had built things in a non-relational database, MongoDB, but the further we actually explored and went through our product, we realized that looks like a duck, smells like a duck, it's a duck. Actually, this is relational data, and we need to move a lot of that into a SQL solution. We chose Postgres. We also had a lot of stuff we've been experimenting with as a business, and we'd actually started to productize and actually sort of make early revenue from it. This was all driven off spreadsheet at the time. That doesn't scale. Needed to put that onto an automated solution as well. There were some things that we kept on Mongo. Non-relational databases are very good for certain things, and we kept the information there. And there were some things that at the time we kept on spreadsheets. Since January 2023, they have also been automated. But for this, even understanding that was a big deal. All of this is a big deal for us. So what did we do? We asked the team. So we said, there's a couple of ways of doing this. One, the big bang approach, as I said, lots of documentation, but very safe. The other is to just deal with it, which is what the acronym stands for. And we went and asked the team what their choices were, how they should think they should work through the business, how they think that they'll deal with the situations that come up. One thing that had to happen is customers could never be impacted. That couldn't happen. But there was a lot of stuff where if we take the just deal with it approach, we may end up scrabbling, in the evening, in the night, to do things that otherwise should have been automated. We may end up scrabbling around, taking hours to do things that should just happen automatically in seconds. We may find that there's data errors we're having to fix, swans paddling under the surface so our customers don't see it. And the team thought about it, and they went with option one, and we just dealt with it. So trust your team. Share where you are all the time. They'll really feedback. They're there with you. You're in a startup. They're not going to walk out and say, I don't care, as long as you're sharing and they feel part of it. They are a team, not just like human resources, human staff. Ask for collective input. Be prepared, be willing to be overridden. That happens to myself and Daniel, my business partner, a lot, that we come up and the team just says, usually a flavor on it going, thanks, but not quite. How about this? Use executive override very rarely. I was blessed early in my career to work directly for Alan Moss, who at the time was the CEO of Macquarie Group in Australia. There were a couple of times in the year where he took everybody's collective input. They wanted to go on path A, and he just very calmly went, well, I think we'll all agree we're going on path B then. And there was a chuckle going around the room. The reason there was a chuckle, there was a recognition that he was the CEO and he could do this, but he only did very, very, very rarely. He engaged and trusted with all the people on that team, which is why they were super empowered and produced the spectacular business results that they did for a very long time. Thanks for watching. I'm Alistair, the CIO of www.shipshape.vc. We are the search engine for venture capital. Come to us to optimize your adventure outreach and trust your team. Thank you.